What is up YouTube, James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 17 Baek Battles. Today is the last time we'll be using my Worlds team, and of course you can watch that team report that will be coming out in the next couple of days, so definitely look forward to it. But today we are using this team for one last time: Tapu Koko, Garchomp, Arcanine, Metagross, Tapu Fini, and Tapu Bulu. Let's get started. And I've been having a lot of fun using this team because I do enjoy using this team. Like, when I first built it, I wasn't really comfortable with it, and I wasn't sure going into Worlds, but I felt like there were a bunch of theories that I could test out at Worlds, so I thought there were, like, some really good strong points about the team. So, getting to learn more about it even post Worlds is pretty fun, as we find our first opponent, Ruben, from Portugal, with a 16-18 rating to kick things off with a team of Arcanine, Persian, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Snorlax, and the Tapu Koko. So this looks like the QR code team, so it's probably Marcus's Onog Invitational team from a long time ago. Let's see, how do I want to handle this? I don't remember what the Persian had. I don't remember if it was Feint, Taunt, or Bosch from the last event. Let's see here. There are a bunch of things I could do. It's Z Nature's Power on Koko, I believe. If I remember correctly about this team, it's Z Nature's Power. So that is something that is kind of scary to deal with. So it's Scarf Kartana too, which is also a bit annoying to handle. I don't think I need Tapu Bulu for this one, since it's just Calm Mind Fini, and Calm Mind Fini is a lot easier to handle. There are a bunch of things I could do. I don't see myself bringing the Tapu Bulu. I don't see my opponent really bring Snorlax in this matchup. I could see Persian, Tapu Koko, and then maybe Kartana, Arcanine, Fini. I just don't really see Snorlax because I feel like Snorlax is the least valuable member for my opponent. So I'm wondering how I want to handle this. I think Tapu Koko Garchomp is very solid because it's the lead I'm very comfortable with. Metagross and Arcanine in the back is also pretty solid because of the fact I can intimidate the Arcanine as well as the Kartana. Persian is an annoying Pokemon to handle with this team though, which is something I do have to be careful about. I don't exactly have the best answer to Persian on this team, and I don't exactly have a good foul play switching other than Koko, so I do have to be wary of that. Maybe I should have brought Fini because Fini can handle Persian a lot better, but we'll see how this goes. I'm not even sure if Metagross is going to be absolutely necessary in this battle. Maybe I should have just brought Fini because I think Fini might have been a bit more helpful, but I wanted Metagross because of the fact it can just sweep through teams. As we're going to see the Persian plus Kartana lead, which is okay. That's definitely okay by me. As right here, I could probably a fake out Leaf Blade's coming out, but I don't know who he's targeting. A safe place just to switch out Tapu Koko, go into Arcanine, and protect here, which I think is a very solid play. Although he could fake out the Koko, he could fake out the Garchomp, or just foul play Leaf Blade the Garchomp slot, or fake out Leaf Blade the Koko slot. I do think Arcanine is a very solid play for the Koko, and probably Protect is just fine. I feel like Protect is just fine here, so I'm just gonna go for a Protect here, 100%, because I don't want to lose anything turn 1 by going for a hard read when I don't really need to make a hard read in order to get a decent start out of this turn. If he does foul play my Arcanine though, that's a very solid play on my opponent's side, but if it's probably Scarf Kartana with like Adamant attack investment, so I'm not exactly too worried about the Kartana, especially since it's probably going to be forced to switch out in the following turn. Leaf Blade's going to go into the Garchomp, and I think a foul play, yep, foul play into the Garchomp slot, which is kind of expected. And that's pretty good for me because now I can go for a Flare Blitz in the Persian. Because if Flare Blitz is pretty free in a Persian, you don't imagine Kartana staying in, since a Leaf Blade at -1 plus a foul play won't be able to knock out Persian. So I would imagine Kartana has to switch out here into probably one of Arcanine or Tapu Fini, and I'm pretty sure maybe a foul play or a Parting Shot's going to come out. So I'm actually going to go double out into Koko here, because I think Koko's a very solid play here, because or Kartana just stays in. Does he really think he can knock me out with Leaf Blade plus foul play? Because he can't. I get Koko in, as Leaf Blade's going to come out, target down the Koko. It's at -1, so not going to be doing too much, but I'm kind of confused because Leaf Blade plus foul play was definitely not going to pick up the knockout if I am correct. So I do lose a bit of momentum there, but I do get a Flare Blitz off into Persian. So weakening that Persian is really good for my Tapu Koko later in the game because Garchomp and Metagross are both threatened by it. Pretty sure we're just going to see a foul play now, and if he goes for a Leaf Blade, I get his KO on the Kartana. So I did lose a lot of momentum that turn, but I don't feel like it's the worst for me because I don't really need Koko specifically healthy. I mean, it can still take a Extreme Speed from the opposing Arcanine, which is really good. So I do have that to consider, but I'll just Flare Blitz the Kartana. I'm really surprised he stayed in just to attack with Kartana. Especially since I'm not even sure, like he could have lost a lot of momentum going into this turn. But yeah, just going for Flare Blitz and Kartana now, I guess, and going out into Metagross. As yeah, he's gonna stay in and probably just Leaf Blade my Koko. I'm not sure if he's gonna double up with Foul Play, but oh no, I don't think that's the worst thing. And we're gonna see the Persian switch out anyway into Arcanine, so completely okay by me because now I'll be able to just get a Flare Blitz off into the Kartana, and that's something gonna pick up the knockout, and I take very minimal damage this turn, unless he crits, of course. Let's see. No crit there, thankfully. Is that a crit? Nope. Flare Blitz will come out, and that will be able to knock out Kartana. Surprised he did Imparting Shot, I guess, because Leaf Blade would have been able to knock out the Koko, I believe. Well, it could have been a roll, I guess. I guess maybe my opponent didn't want the roll, but this is a decent turn right here. Really is a decent turn. As let's see what my opponent's going to bring out. Probably the Persian, I would imagine, because you can Foul Play both my targets. Foul Play is very, very safe, I feel like. And I don't exactly have the best answers to that, so a bit unfortunate here because I do want to somehow get a Bulldoze off. If I get a Bulldoze off, that would be amazing against my opponent's team. This Tapu Koko actually comes out, so I don't have to worry about Z Nature's Power onto something such as my I don't have to worry about Z Nature's Power onto my Garchomp. Was it Twinkle Tackle? No, I'm pretty sure it was Nature's Power or Gigavolt Havoc. It was one of those two. So I think okay. It's a bit confusing, but I think I'm gonna go for the Garchomp switch in and a Meteor Mash into the Tapu Koko slot because one, I get Garchomp in, and I'm pretty sure he might go for Gigavolt Havoc into Arcanine. I don't care if he goes for the Metagross, to be honest, because Garchomp will get in for basically free, I feel like. And a Volt Switch is actually going to come out into Garchomp, so that's actually pretty good. And if Flare Blitz is going to come out, Metagross should be able to survive because of my bulk. Actually, after the chip damage, yeah. No, it should, yeah. And that's not intimidated, so great. I do get the weakness policy off, which is fantastic, as he does take recoil damage, which will put him in the future range of my Earthquake. So Meteor Mash is going to come out and beat down the Koko, which is really, really good for my team because now I'm pretty much set, I feel like, for winning the game here, as Persian will be forced to come out. Yeah, Persian's going to come out. I could probably just go into my own Arcanine, and because I don't really need Arcanine anymore. Granted, I could go into Koko, but I think the better play is to sack Arcanine right here. Garchomp's too valuable to lose to Foul Play or Extreme Speed crit, so I'll Bullet Punch the Persian here just to see if I can put it in range. Because I don't think Bullet Punch, if this was Berry Persian, I don't think Bullet Punch will proc its Berry just because of the Fur Coat ability Persian has. But Bullet Punch shouldn't be doing too much to Persian, and then I can put in Volt Switch range from my Arcanine. And I want to get Arcanine in first because it intimidates my opponent's Arcanine, which prevents Extreme Speed from KOing my Koko. So, go into Arcanine here, get this Intimidate off, which is pretty nice against this Arcanine. And Persian, it really doesn't matter, as Helping Hand's going to come out. I'm pretty sure that's Helping Hand Foul Play, so I do not mind that at all. Let us see here. Bullet Punch is going to come out. This should do a, what, 30%? Oh, that does more than I thought, and actually activates the Berry, so a little bit unfortunate, but I don't feel like that's bad for me at all, because I can Bullet Punch Volt Switch the following turn. That should be able to knock out the Persian. As Foul Play is going to come out, that doesn't even knock out Arcanine, ironically. I honestly thought it would. So, Persian's not a Pokemon that carries Protect, and on this team, since it's QR code, it definitely didn't carry Protect. I have a very safe player just going for Bulldoze and Foul Play. No matter what, I get some kind of momentum off. I either weaken the Persian for my Garchomp, even if he crits my Arcanine with Foul Play, which is like, and Flare Blitz is my Metagross, like, I get the Bullet Punch damage I need to put in range of the Volt Switch, and then I just outspeed and go for Tectonic Rage. So Bullet Punch is going to come out into Persian, and Foul Play is going to come out probably targeting down my Arcanine. Yep. and that's not going to do too much. Flare Blitz is going to come out. I would imagine targeting down my Metagross here, because you can't afford me to go for Meteor Mash right there. As the Metagross goes down, I could have Flare Blitz potentially, which is definitely a play, but Bulldoze I think is just safer in general because it lowers the speed of Persian and Arcanine, and now my Garchomp can outspeed both of them and just fire off an Earthquake, and that would be the game, because there's no way my opponent can come back now. There's absolutely no way for my opponent to come back now, as Garchomp just is able to win the game just by clicking Earthquake. So that'll be a good game. Very confusing. I feel like leaving Kartana in was just a big mistake, especially since my opponent had an Arcanine and had a Persian that could have easily just switched in. I was right where my opponent wouldn't bring the Snorlax, because I feel like the other 5 Pokemon on my opponent's team could probably do better overall, but the way my opponent played the Kartana just really confused me. I feel like maybe, well, even leading Kartana I thought was interesting, because I felt like maybe Kartana could have been better as a late game sweeper in this game, because if you could weaken my Koko and my Garchomp, you could just easily clean up a Leaf Blade from the Scarf Kartana. As we're going to see Extreme Speed into the Arcanine's Protectant, Arcquake's just going to pick up the knockup, and that'll be a good game. So a very nice first battle. Again, I already said everything I really want to say, really. The Scarf Kartana was a bit interesting, staying in with it. And yeah. I did expect I was kind of more expecting my opponent to lead maybe Persian Koko, which is pretty standard of a lead on with that team, or maybe Persian Feeny potentially with Arcanine Koko or Kartana in the back. That's kind of what I was expecting, but just the lead and the fact he stayed in made it a lot easier to deal with. So yeah, I don't feel bad about how I played that at all. I think pretty much everything I wanted to do in that game basically worked out in my favor. So we're currently 1661 with a rating 13-3, and let's see if we can get back our points. You might be noticing my voice is a bit different. It's probably because it's a bit early in the morning when I'm recording this, because I leave for college again later today. So, well, this is Monday I'm recording. You're probably seeing this on, I would imagine it's Wednesday, or potentially Thursday, as Kevin will be our next opponent with Ninetales, Crocodile, Gyarados, Tapu Koko, Mandibuzz, and Marowak as our next opponent's team. Let's see. This is a very scary team, not gonna lie. Again, Ninetales is a very scary Pokemon to deal with, as well as, like, my Metagross is a Pokemon I think I have to bring, but it's just not, it's not good in this matchup. It's definitely not that good in this matchup. Bulu does extremely well here though. If I'm able to soak these Pokemon, a Bulu can do a lot of work. So I'm gonna have to really think about what I want to bring. Koko's decent, I guess. Nature's Madness, Skydrop is pretty good. But I feel like the 4 I want to bring are Arcanine, Metagross, Tapu Fini, and Bulu. Ninetales is usually used as a lead, so I'm pretty sure my opponent will just lead Ninetales. So I'm going to lead Arcanine Metagross with Tapu Bulu and Tapu Fini in the back, because I feel like it's the most solid. Ninetales Crocodile, though, is a very scary lead. I'm not exactly sure how I handle that. Any other lead I can handle fine, especially with Will-O-Wisp on my... Like, I have Will-O-Wisp on my Arcanine, so I can negate the Gyarados' Dragon Dances pretty easily by swapping out for Intimidate and burning it, so don't feel too bad about like a Gyarados setup lead. As let's see what my opponent's gonna bring out. It's going to be the Ninetales and Mandibuzz. Okay, so that's not too bad for me, because I can burn this Mandibuzz and prevent Foul Play from doing so much damage onto my Metagross early in the game. So I just don't know if he's gonna set up a Roar Veil turn 1 or just Protect, because I could see like both, to be honest. Tailwind could also be set up, which I could definitely see here, but I'm just going to go for Will-O-Wisp into the Mandibuzz turn 1. And I'm going to Bullet Punch the Ninetales, because if it's like a Light Clay variant, I am able to pick up the knockout. I don't think Metagross is like too necessary in this matchup other than Ninetales. And we're going to see this withdraw into Marowak, which is fine here, because I could switch on as Tapu Fini in future turns, but no, that Marowak is definitely looking pretty hard. Luckily, the Hail is going to be chipping away at it, which is nice. And we do connect to Will-O-Wisp, so Foul Play is no longer really big threat. And if he goes for Tailwind, I guess that's fine. I'd rather him go for Foul Play here, though. Yeah, he goes for Foul Play, so he activates my Weakness Policy, which is really good here. Definitely really good here. as I'm able to get my policy up, and a double up into Mandibuzz actually might be able to pick up the knockout. Although I don't think I'm going to outspeed the Mandibuzz, which is a bit concerning. If I was able to outspeed the Mandibuzz with Metagross, it would be a very free play here just to go for Flare Blitz plus Meteor Mash. But unfortunately that's not the case here, as I'm going to have to really think about what I'm going to do in future turns. I believe I saw my Metagross outspeed this Marowak. So I think he has to protect here, and I would just protect and go for a Tailwind here. So what I'm going to do is just double up the Mandibuzz, because even though I can't prevent Tailwind, it's just my best possible play, because if I Zen Headbutt the Marowak, I get nothing out of this turn. I get basically my Metagross attacks next turn, getting the feint, and there's Mandibuzz on the field that can set Tailwind in future turns. So he does protect here. Flare Blitz is going to come out, which is going to do a decent amount of damage. Maybe I could have switched into Feeny there, like that was also a play here I was considering. Let's see. As Tailwind's going to be set up. Actually, Foul Play might have actually been able to KO my Metagross, so maybe that was a misjudgment, but I felt like Tailwind's safer for my opponent in general here, as Meteor Mash is going to come out into the Mandibuzz and does pick up the knockout, which is good and bad for me because it allows Gyarados to get a free switch in, yet luckily the Tailwind user is gone, so that's pretty good. But of course Tapu Fini is looking to be, well, not Tapu Fini, Ninetales is looking to be a massive threat in the back, so I'm going to have to play this a bit more cautiously, as Tapu Koko is going to be my opponent's Pokemon that's going to be revealed here. Not exactly sure why Tapu Koko is going to be out on the field, but that's better than a Gyarados, I guess, because I don't have to worry about Intimidates. Shadow Bone's definitely coming out here, and a Thunderbolt, I guess. Maybe Double Protect is my play, just to scout what he's going to go for. I mean, unless Marowak has a setup move like Swords Dance, which I don't think so unless you're a really fast Marowak, or Sub. I don't feel like this is the worst turn for me, and Tapu Koko protects too. I think maybe either scouting for my one, just scouting for my protects, or two, not wanting to get risk doubled up by an Extreme Speed plus Bullet Punch. So I'm definitely okay with this turn of how it played out as Shadow Bone goes out into the Metagross slot. So if he's starting the Metagross slot, oh, he can Electric type move actually. He cannot Electric type move in this. So either he goes for Discharge, potentially. He might go for Discharge here. Best play is, I think the best play is staying in with Arcanine, because Arcanine will be able to eat up the attacks. I think my best play is actually just to Flare Blitz Bullet Punch the Tapu Koko slot. Yeah, well, he's probably going to Shadow Bone here, but Shadow Bone plus Discharge is just going to hurt anything I have in the back. So yeah, best play is to double into Koko here. And Koko is going to withdraw too. That's actually fantastic for me. Getting rid of Ninetales is huge for me, unless he went for like something such as what is it called, Shadow Bone, or maybe as Earthquake or Boomerang, and able to pick up the knockout onto my, oh wow, that's a Light Clay. Okay, that's perfect then. Shadow Bone's gonna come out, target down the Metagross. I don't need Metagross anymore. Like, Metagross's main job was to KO the, okay, this is looking beautiful, and I get chip damage on Marowak too, and every bit of chip damage is beautiful on Marowak. So I think my opponent might have messed up a bit. Ooh, I even get a crit as a punishment. Yeah, so this Marowak is getting extremely low. This is looking really good for me right now, as I could probably just bring out Tapu Bulu here, because I do have Protect and I can slot the last turn of Tailwind. So I'm going to bring out my Tapu Bulu here, which is pretty safe here, as the Tapu Koko is going to come out. And I have a very free substitute I can just go for. Discharge won't be able to knock on my Arcanine now. He has Protect, so he's not Specs. I know that for a fact. I think Bulldoze here is fine of a play, and just protecting. Yeah, I kind of like that play, to be honest. I like going for Bulldoze Protect here, because lowering the speed of Marowak seems pretty good. And just getting a bit of chip damage onto the Koko is fine here, as the Tailwind's going to expire the next turn. And yeah, he's just going to protect Koko, so I'm pretty sure Marowak's just going to either A, target down my Bulu. I guess I could Shadow Bone into Arcanine, yet I feel like Tapu Bulu is the biggest threat, as Boomerang's just going to come out, which is okay by me. I stalled out the Tailwind anyway. So Arcanine's going to go down here, and I am going to get my Tapu Fini combined with my Tapu Fini combined with my Tapu Bulu out, so this is pretty good for me actually. So let's see, Tailwind does Peter out, perfect. I guess the best turn could have been me going for a sub there, but I was worried about a Flare Blitz or a Discharge, and I feel like it was a safe play no matter what. So Feeny is going to come out, bring on the Misty Terrain, so I don't have to worry about Discharge pairs, which is kind of something I really want to like avoid, if anything. I don't think a Discharge crit unless maybe your Life Orb. I think I just want... Okay, I could still lose potentially. I could still lose if I don't play this right, so I feel like going for... Actually, I don't know how I would lose if I just Bloom Doom the Marowak, and it will probably pick up the KO since I'm not intimidated. I'll just soak the Tapu Koko and go for a Bloom Doom into the Marowak, which Bloom Doom will be able to pick up the knockout Marowak. And even if he protects, that's fine. As Discharge is going to come out, so that's fine. As it cannot para me, which is the best part, and it might activate my berry, or it's not even a 2 KO, so that's completely fine. It's Life Orb on Koko too. That's actually very weak. As Soak is going to come out, target down the Tapu Koko, so Tapu Koko is now a water type, and it goes down to my Horn Leech, as we will get a Bloom Doom off in the Marowak, and even though this is in grassy terrain, this Marowak is very weak, and so I would assume it goes down. I would not believe that Marowak will live the Bloom Doom at like 30%. This should pick up the KO, and if it doesn't, that's a huge misjudgment on my part. But this is Bloom Doom from Wood Hammer from Tapu Bulu, so this should be able to pick up the knockout. Yeah. Well, actually it was 40%, but yeah, I didn't expect Marowak to survive. Tapu Bulu is a very strong Pokemon. As now I can just Horn Leech. He cannot even crit me out of this, like, unless he has, what, HP Poison? Oh, what if he's HP Poison? Well, let's just not say things that could screw me over, James. Let's not. As I'm going to Horn Leech right here anyway. As the match is going to be forfeited because I don't think my opponent had HP Poison, because that was like, I don't know, beginning of the format when people thought Tapu Bulu was going to be like the biggest threat ever. But anyway, yeah, pretty straightforward game. The Tapu Koko with Marowak combination was a bit interesting since he couldn't really go for a a really strong electric type attack that would have finished off my Metagross combined with my Arcanine on the field. So ended up bringing it. I guess you couldn't bring Ninetales in that situation, but yeah, I think I just played it safe on knowing what he would most likely do in that situation. If he foul played that one turn, would have been pretty bad, but I would have assumed he would have went for Tailwind because Marowak could have started sweeping my team, so that's why I assumed he went for Tailwind over foul play, which would have probably knocked out my Metagross because of the fact that I got my weakness policy boost, which I always keep forgetting, to be honest. I always keep forgetting that happens, but it does end up working. And we are 2-0 in today's episode. Let's see if we can grab one last game. Hopefully it's a quick one. So, and then wrap up the episode from there, because I actually have to leave soon. So hopefully we can find one really quickly. If not, I guess I have to finish this episode in college. But I'm just hoping we find a battle, to be honest. I'm just hoping we find a battle. But yeah, this World Series was really fun. Again, expect the team report coming out in the next few days, sometime over in the next few days. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing a QR code team with this team. I'm just not sure yet. I might not. I just don't know yet. So, but I will definitely have the pace spin for people who do want this team when I bring out the team reports, so don't worry about that. As I think I'm just going to cut away to the next game because it's kind of taking a bit long, so I'll see you around when the next game happens, I guess. We finally found someone from Spain. That took like 10 minutes to find the battle. Are you serious? But using the team of Tapu Lele, Mandibuzz, Pheromosa, Garchomp, the Snorlax, and Arcanine. So I don't like this matchup. Pheromosa is really annoying for this team, and it's really annoying to my double Tapu mode, which is my best way probably to handle this team. So this is going to be a bit of a tough battle. Luckily, I don't believe it would be Scarf Garchomp on this team. I don't know. Like, I really don't see the point of having a Scarf Garchomp on this team. Let's see. Arcanine, Metagross, Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu are probably the 4 Pokemon I'm really looking at for this game. Like, those are the four Pokemon I could really see me bringing in this game. So, or I could lead Arcanine Metagross. I could lead Tapu Bulu Arcanine because of the fact that a Life Orb Psychic or some kind of Shattered Psyche, which is definitely possible, can just knock me out. This is why I don't like playing guessing games with this team. I think I'm going to lead Arcanine Metagross and just have Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu in the back. I do feel like that is the most solid option because I can always just, if I'm really that worried about Lele, I can always just switch into my Tapu and probably absorb just a foul play coming out from the Mana Buzz. So I feel like this is an okay situation for me. It's not exactly the best situation, but we'll see what happens in this battle. Garchomp, like everything on my opponent's team is a threat. The Tapu Lele, Shattered Psyche is going to do a lot of damage. The Life Orb Psychic and Psychic Terrain is going to do a lot. Mana Buzz is a huge threat to my team. Maybe I could let Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu, like, actually maybe I should let Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu, but like the little chance he leads Pheromosa puts me in a bad position. They'll lead Arcanine Metagross, as, yeah, my opponent leads Pheromosa Snorlax, which is pretty ideal here because I can get a Bulldoze off and a Meteor Mash into the Snorlax. But what if it's Speed Swap? Okay, there are two things that I'm really worried about. One, Speed Swap, because, or two, All Out Pummeling, because if it's All Out Pummeling, it can knock out my Metagross, which would be really bad, like extremely bad. Like, that would probably be the worst thing possible. If he's All Out Pummeling, I'm glad I didn't lead double Tapu. At least it's definitely the better lead. But if he has All Out Pummeling, he knocks on my Metagross turn 1. If he has Speed Swap, he might go for Speed Swap and Belly Drum turn 1. So no matter what, I'm not in a great position. I think I have to Bulldoze here and Meteor Mash the Snorlax. Let's see. Are you All Out Pummeling? We're gonna find out right now. Okay, it is Speed Swap. Okay, I do not mind that as much. Because one, I get the Bulldoze off onto the Snorlax, which is pretty good. Which, you know, actually that's a very bulky Snorlax. And it might be Z Belly Drum. I'm really hoping it's Berry. Berry would be a lot easier to handle. As, let's see here. Let's see. Let us see. We're going to go for the Meteor Mash. Does connect with the Snorlax. Are you Z Belly Drum? No, you're Berry. Okay. That's a lot easier to handle, not going to lie. Because I have Bullet Punch. And this is looking pretty good for me. So Belly Drum's going to come out. And, oh man, that's fantastic for me. So Belly Drum's going to come out onto the Snorlax. Great. That is huge. That is huge. But the problem is now the Pheromosa is slow. I guess right now I could just Bulldoze here and protect. Or I could Flare Blitz. I think Flare Blitzing Pheromosa is better. Yeah, Flare Blitzing Pheromosa is better. Because what I can see him doing is one of two things. One, switching out the Snorlax. I mean, not Snorlax. Switching out Pheromosa into Lele to get the terrain up. I'm just going to Flare Blitz here and I'm going to protect. Because I don't want to fall into that trap. I really don't want to fall into like a trap where he just goes into the Psychic terrain. Then I can't Bullet Punch, knock out Snorlax, and then I eat a high horsepower. And yeah, Pheromosa is a good switch out. So I think that's Lele. Or Arcanine. I guess that works too. That's not as bad for me, I feel like. It's still pretty bad because Metagross is a pretty important Pokemon. Snorlax is going to protect. Okay, that's fine. That is a-okay. Okay. So I would have preferred to get the Bulldoze there off because it would have probably been better. I do get a bit of chip damage onto this Arcanine, which is a huge threat to my team. Yet I would have preferred switching Arcanine out. Surprised Lele didn't come in there. But I guess I can go out into my Tapu Fini now and just go for a Bullet Punch into the Snorlax, which I think is a very safe play because even if Snorlax switches out, I don't think it's a huge threat anymore. And I guess maybe he could still make the Tapu Lele play if his Arcanine is slower than mine. That would be really bad, but I'm going to get Fini out here because I think Fini is a solid Pokemon to have here. One, the Misty Surge is going to be very helpful. Gigavolt Havoc, though, is something that could be seen on this Arcanine, which would be pretty bad. Bullet Punch is going to come out and knock out the Snorlax, which is really good since it did knock out Snorlax. How? Meteor Mash did... Oh man, that's so bad. That's actually terrible for me. Flare Blitz is going to come out here too. That's going to do a lot to my Metagross too. That's... Oh, it didn't even knock out my Metagross, but I was expecting high horsepower, and I thought Bullet Punch would have been able to pick up the knockout. No! That's not good. This is not good at all. This is not good at all. I think I just lose here. I lose to return plus Flare Blitz. Maybe if I crit. I think I have to rely on critting Bullet Punch, but I don't even think a crit Bullet Punch will knock it out at this point. How did it live? Ah. How did it live? I should have Bulldoze that one turn. Bulldoze would have been the better play. I'm so mad because if I Bulldoze, I might have actually had a chance here. I don't think there's anything I can do. Unless he E-speeds my Feeny. Okay. Why are you E-speeding Feeny? Do you have Rock Slide or something? Facade into my Feeny. Okay. I guess that's okay. That's not the worst thing in the world. I can go out into my Arcanine and click Bulldoze, I feel like. Like, Protect Bulldoze seems very safe for me. Yeah, I'm still kind of questioning why. I guess maybe expecting the Metagross to protect, but I feel like I had no reason to protect there. Ah, that's so bad too. I could have Meteor Mashed. But I can Bulldoze here. And I'm just gonna protect, because I feel like Snorlax might protect here. I think I have to go off like 50-50. Says, yeah, Snorlax protects here, so that's good for me at least. I will be able to get a Bulldoze off, which is really good. But this is still gonna be tough. Flare Blitz is gonna come out, and I do get a Bulldoze off. So this will allow me to get 1 chip damage on Arcanine, which is pretty crucial because now I lost my Soak method. Of course, I don't really... I mean, that still does a lot. I might be able to knock his Arcanine out next to the next Bulldoze. If it's single target and he takes the Flare Blitz recoil. But you know what? Bullet Punch to Snorlax. If he actually switches into Lele now, I'll be like heavily confused. To be honest, I'll be heavily confused because I felt like he would have done that earlier. But nope. I'm hoping Bullet Punch actually picks the knockout this time, which it does, it looks like. Yep. Okay, that's good. And Flare Blitz should be coming out into my... Oh, my Arcanine's faster. Oh, that's not good, actually, because I was expecting his Arcanine to be... Oh, wait, no, I Bulldozed that one turn. That's not good. He does get his berry back. Well, I guess no matter what, I would have Bulldozed anyway. I would definitely Bulldoze no matter what, as he just goes for a Flare Blitz, which is going to be able to pick up the knockout onto my Metagross. This game really went downhill fast. Maybe Garchomp over Bulu, but I thought Mandibuzz might have came. Okay, we go into Tapu Bulu here. Let's see, now what? I go into Tapu Bulu here. He goes into Pheromosa. He probably doesn't carry Poison Jab. I would imagine him to be Z Focus Blast on this team. Like, I'd imagine Z Focus Blast just because of the fact that he's Speed Swap. He could have no Protect. Like, I'm thinking Focus Blast, Ice Beam. Focus Blast, Ice Beam, Speed Swap, Protect. If he has Poison Jab, that's really bad though. And, I don't know, his Arcanine isn't that bulky, so I think I'm just going to go for a Bloom Doom into his Arcanine. I don't know, I still definitely feel like I can win this game for sure. As Arcanine's going to withdraw, and I think that's Tapu Lele. Or Garchomp. Oh, that's even better, because I get to knock on Garchomp if he doesn't Poison Jab here. Oh, he protects. Oh, that's such a smart protect too. Just because of the fact that now... Well, I'm going to be taking an all-out pummeling, but my Arcanine is EV'd to where it might actually be able to survive. Whew, this is going to be close, man. Game's so close. Okay, I do get the Z move, and this will KO the Garchomp. That's probably the best turn I could have asked for. Like, getting rid of this Garchomp is huge, and this is grassy terrain and non-intimidated, so I will be able to get rid of the Garchomp for sure. Might have been Z-move Garchomp. If this is Sash on the Pheromosa, that's a bit of a problem. But actually no, I forgot that it was already weakened to the point where it cannot use its Sash. Okay. and the grassy terrain will heal me back to full, so I have a really good chance of living Z Focus Blast. I do die to the physical one though, so it's gonna come down to whether it's physical or special. That's what it comes down to, and I'm forced to take a Focus Blast, so or high jump kick. We'll see what kind of move if he is. If he's Focus Sash, that's a lot easier to handle. If he doesn't have, well, one, his Arcanine could have Helping Hand. Two, he could Extreme Speed, I guess. Like, no matter what, I think I protect Bulu here and I go for Flare Blitz is my only play. I feel like he does go for the E-Speed into the Arcanine, and if that's a Z move, I'm dead. No, it's just regular Focus Blast. Okay, that's fine. I'll be able to live that for sure. He's not Specs. Yeah, like, easily. And that's pretty good for me. Yet if I subbed with Bulu, this would have been a lot easier. But with Bulldoze, I might actually have a chance to come back. I do have to stall out my own grassy terrain though, which is a bit unfortunate. And I do take a lot of Flare Blitz recoil. So that's like the one thing that is hurting. But he has to take Flare Blitz if he attacks my top of Bulu, which is like a good thing. But I'm intimidated, which is still bad. So it comes down to Arcanine versus Arcanine, and it's not looking good for me. So I guess I'll go for a double protect here with Bulu, because it does seem like my best play possible, and I'll just Bulldoze. Because I think I need the double protect. He might protect his own Arcanine, although he shouldn't. He should just Flare Blitz. As I do get the double actually. Oh, that's huge. That's absolutely huge. As Flare Blitz is going to go into the top of Bulu. That allows me to Bulldoze the Arcanine, so I should be faster with my top of Bulu than this Arcanine. Yeah, I'm definitely faster. I get the bit of Bulldoze chip damage, which is beautiful. Which is absolutely beautiful. And now I could just probably just sub protect. I could sub protect here, which is fine in my opinion, because I don't want to take an extreme speed if he predicts my, well, actually he'll probably just go for a Flare Blitz anyway, so I'm just gonna sub here. Yeah, I'll just sub. Of course, I am wasting my grassy terrain where I could be attacking here, but I don't feel like it's too big of a deal. I'll just Bulldoze here 100%, because he definitely has to go for Flare Blitz here. And I get this little bit of chip damage onto Arcanine, negating his HP. He has to keep using Flare Blitz, and that is a little more chip damage on the top of Bulu. Nice. Flare Blitz does go out into the top of Bulu. Yet now I can just continue to sub up infinitely, like I have no reason not to, and I can just keep going for Bulldoze and negate his grassy terrain recovery while my Arcanine is gaining grassy terrain recovery. So that double protect was absolutely huge here, and I feel like Tapu Bulu has gotten every double protect I needed to. Like literally, I feel like I got one earlier in the series. Well, earlier this week. I just sub here 100% and Bulldoze no matter what. Even if he E-speeds, even if he continues going for Flare Blitz, it's the best play possible. It's just to Bulldoze protect. And once the terrain is over, Bulldoze is going to be doing a lot more, which is great. And I should be able to live 2 E-speeds with Arcanine. So no matter what, and the fact he is Berry, and it looks like he's just going to continue going for Flare Blitz is beautiful. As I do get a Bulldoze off. Nice. And remember, he's still having to take this chip. Like, he always has to take chip damage, which is absolutely great here. So let's see. Flare Blitz goes into Tapu Bulu, it looks like once again. Yep. So I thought he might have anticipated Protect in case I wanted to stall it. But Sub is always my best play. Like, Sub is always my best play no matter what. Of course, I am weakening my own Tapu Bulu to the fact where Extreme Speed is a bit of a concern. But I feel like I could get one more Sub up for sure, and Grassy Terrain should be ending in a little bit, if this turn or not next turn. Let's see. Yeah, Grassy Terrain disappears from the battlefield, so Bulldoze is even more powerful now, and it's going to be doing more damage, which is pretty crucial. I won't be able to heal anymore, which is like the one bad thing, but one sub should just allow me to... One sub plus Extreme Speed shouldn't be able to knock me out, as the match is going to be forfeited here, and we actually do take this one somehow, so... Double Protect, Tapu Bulu coming in clutch. We didn't see a Z move from my opponent's team, so I'm very certain that Sash on the... Like, I'm trying to think, did we see a Z move at all? No. It was Berry, Snorlax. Pheromosa never went for the Z move. Garchomp, which died to switch in, and Arcanine was a Berry, so it was either Z move Pheromosa and he decided never to go for it, or it was it was Sash Ramosa with Focus Blast, which is kind of interesting on its own too. But anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode. We get 3 wins for the last episode with my Worlds team. Again, the team report will be coming out soon if you want to check it out. But otherwise, if you have missed any previous episodes of VGC 17 Back Battles, you can check out the description, as well as links to my side series if you're interested in checking them out, my social medias. Leave a like on the video because it shows your support, as well as feel free to leave a comment down below and I read them. I do appreciate all your guys' comments and girls, and also do appreciate, you know, feedback, what you think of the series, etc, etc. Tell me what you want to see. I feel like I'll be featuring one of the Worlds teams. There are a bunch of QR code teams from the World Championship, so there are a lot of QR code teams out there right now from Worlds. Let me know what you want to see, and yeah, I'll see you around in another video.